spark got me. Or a cinder. I think it's called a cinder. So this is basically where I burn the garbage, and this is where I burn all the clean stuff. No chemicals, no crap, just wood. Might have some nails in it, whatever, but whatever metal is on it, I'll pick it out later and then put it in here. And we'll take it to the recycle or something. Basically, today we're mostly burning this old chicken coop. Almost looks like it was an outhouse. But that they converted to a chicken coop or something. I don't know. But anyways, it's old and decrepit. The only thing that was salvageable was the nest boxes and maybe a couple boards that people might want to use for decoration, like old barnwood type stuff. So I'm saving anything that's still somewhat usable for decoration or whatnot, and we're burning the rest. So anything that's got like the roofing material on it, I'm throwing in here, and anything that don't, I'm throwing in there. Paint, I'm not too much worried about, but yeah, we've been slowly working on fixing up and cleaning up this property. Little did I know, the neighbor was using about 3,000 square feet of my property, and I didn't even know it. I thought this was my property line, but it turns out that's my property line. Oh, and another 4 foot over here, 3 to 4 feet. Again, I thought this was my property line, but it's all the way over there. So, yeah. Funny thing is he made a big deal that I wanted to use my gate. This is before we did all the remodel. I didn't know this was his road. And I was planning on using my pre-existing gate to access the backyard, because that was the only way to access the backyard till we did the remodel. And he made a big stink that I assumed I could use his road to access my pre-existing gate to access my backyard. Little did I know, he was using 3,000 square feet of my property. He knew it. He's had a survey done like 4 years ago. So he knew he was using my property. And I didn't know about the road. But anyways, so they put up their fence, made a big deal about us wanting to use their road to access our property. And little did I know, I had 3,000 square feet more property. So now I got more property. So it worked out for me anyways. So I've been cutting out and trimming trees. I thought this was on the property line. So basically what I did was I trimmed anything that was going to fall on my side of the fence. And I basically told him that everything was trimmed, and so now all he has to do is chop it and drop it that way so it doesn't damage his new fence that I thought he was going to put right here. And then he's like, oh, that's your property. I'm like, what? And because I demanded that he do a survey before he put up his fence, and he's like, oh, I already got a survey. I had a survey, done before you bought that property. But then he also claimed that he didn't want my property, even though he's been hounding me to buy my property and tried to scare me out of buying my property when I first started buying it. But now I know why he wanted the property. He was already using it, and he didn't want to give it up. But because of the big stink, I gained 3,000 square feet. I didn't even know I had. Pretty cool. And I got a free privacy fence. Pretty cool. So now all I got to do is fence that side of the property, finish cleaning up the place. We got the building halfway cleaned up and fixed up. We put in camper RV hookups so that my girlfriend can put her camper here. And we could potentially put one more. But if we decide we're going to do a campground, so to speak, then I'll have to have permits or get the health department out here and inspect everything to make sure it's adequate for that many campers. Basically, the house was a one-bedroom house, and the camper is considered a one-bedroom. And in the building. So the septic's already set up for at least a camper in the building. Maybe a second camper. But yeah, we're not really planning on putting in, like any more campers. I just did the 2 spots just because originally she was going to park on this side. And now she decided she wanted to park on that side. So it's good that I did 2 spots. But anyways. Yeah. So, and that old shed, it looks like it ain't much, but it's actually pretty sturdy. So I'm reinforcing it. It's only got one bad wall. Otherwise, everything else is pretty strong. So yeah, we're just restoring, fixing up, and cleaning up this place. And it's a lot better than it was, man. I tell you what, it was a nightmare when I first bought it 3 years ago. But anyways,